Welcome to Maker Conversations. I'm your host, Tiff Marchand from NIGHTCARVER Designs, and today on the show we have Sieng from Crafty at Heart and Sarah from Sarah Sawdust as the guest hosts. Sieng is really involved in the maker community. She, I would say, is a leader by example when it comes to being inclusive and making sure that everybody gets a chance to have a spotlight. She's been doing some lives lately and is running a campaign that we talk about on the show, so check it out. And a huge thank you to the sponsor of the show, Sabertooth. They are an amazing company. If you're interested in learning to power carve, then use code NIGHTCARVER10 to save 10% on your purchase. And don't forget to sign up for their newsletter because they send out a once a month coupon for 25% off, and you have 24 hours to use it, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. Anyways, here we go, on with the show.
Hi.
Hi. Do you know Sarah? I have Sarah as my co-host today.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I do. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Where do you live, Sieng?
I live in Wisconsin.
Okay, so what time is it there? Like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock there?
7.
7.
Yeah. What time? Where are you from?
Idaho. So it's 6. It's just now 6 here.
Okay.
I'm in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're everywhere. It's 8 o'clock here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good time though.
Yeah.
The kids are like chilling in their room. It's kind of quiet, you know. That's why I have to do it. If I try recording any earlier than this, it's just madness. Like, it's just them asking for more snacks, really.
Yeah.
Just constantly.
My kids just peeked in here like 2 minutes ago. They were like,
Yeah, see, they're up.
When is Daddy coming to get us to go? My husband was like, oh, I'll take them to play game downstairs while you do this. And they were like, when is he coming up to get us?
Tell them, go get him. Go get him.
Yeah.
I was like, you can go ask him downstairs.
Yeah.
And my daughter creeps through the door. I have the door closed, and she creeps through the door. She's like, Mommy, is my lip bleeding? I'm like, you gotta go check in the mirror.
And then go ask your dad.
I was like, oh my goodness.
That's the one thing, man. They always come to mom, even though dad's home. It's just like, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness. They're too
Do
funny.
you guys watch stand-up comedy at all?
I do, yeah.
So
not much for me, but
we just recently watched this. It's Christina P. She has a stand-up and she talks about that, like how it's always the mommy game. It's like mommy. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's so funny.
I'm gonna have to look it up because seriously, my husband could be sitting next to me and they'll come right to me and I'm like, why? Why?
I know.
I don't have kids, but every single mom I know, it's the same
thing. Yeah.
Like, it's the mommy game.
It is.
They won't leave us
funny,
alone,
though.
Sarah. They won't leave us alone.
I know.
The best video I ever seen with that, it had to be, I don't know, a couple years ago, the mom hiding in the closet eating Twizzlers. Like, I don't know if you guys saw that one where she was just like, I've had enough. And then there's like the video pans to like the kids putting their fingers under the door trying to get into the pantry that she's like hidden herself in. I'm like, that just explains being a mom right there. It's like you just can't breathe. They're always peering from around the corner.
I know. It's like, I swear they have a scent. Like my dog, he always like he always wants to get like really close and sniff my breath to see what I ate or something. And the kids do the same thing. I'm like, why are you in my face? You saw what I just
Kids are so weird. Oh my god. How old are yours?
Mine is 10 and 7. How old are
10
yours?
and 7. I have twins. They're 6.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a handful.
Mhm.
Are they boys and girls or girls?
Boys, both boys. Yeah.
Oh,
They're not identical. They're fraternal.
oh.
They're complete polar opposites. Yeah, they're pretty funny.
Cute. That little video you sent me earlier is hilarious.
So I was talking to Sarah about the podcast tonight, right? And at that very time, I actually was recording a video to send to a couple of friends that I was chatting with as well. I like to talk. And my kids wouldn't leave me alone. Like I literally was still at my desk working and just bullshitting away. And I just like panned over and like snipped a quick video of them saying how they were going to die if they didn't get another snack. It had been like literally 15 minutes, I think, since I gave them their last snack and came back down to work. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you two? And it got very elaborate, like as the video went. I'm raising weirdos just like me. It's lovely.
I mean, farting came up, which is normal for boys, right?
Oh, if they can rig fart into a conversation, then it's all game.
Yeah. You can't say certain words around them, like the word duty, like DUTIE. You can't say that either.
I just go nuts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then we have I think you guys probably have Pick and Save as well. By you guys, no,
it must be local.
It's a grocery store, and my kids were like, "Pick and save, save." I'm like, where'd you come up with that? I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, if we're sharing weird things that kids sing, my kids literally sing undies, like seriously about underwear, undies, and then they'll shake their butt at me, and I'm like, God, what's wrong with you two?
Awesome.
Those are the
constant entertainment for sure.
Oh yeah.
And annoyance though.
Oh yeah.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
I have nieces and nephews. I
you
know they've stayed for extended periods of time. I'm always like, I'm so glad when you're taking them home.
It was so fun to have the children for 3 hours, but that fourth hour.
I need to return them back to the
So
I remember those days.
I was scrolling your page, and there's so many different things that you've done. Like you jump from one thing to another thing, which is pretty awesome. And gardening. It seems that gardening always makes its way back into your life too.
Yeah, that seems to be my theme. Yeah, I dabble a lot, and I think I know somebody had mentioned like it's good to have a niche, and I was like, I've never been that type of person though. Like they're like, maybe you have ADHD. I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe
I do, but yeah, but I like having like trying new things.
It's boring to just do the same thing all the time. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Everyone changes it up. Like Sarah's doing completely different things right now, trying to experiment with different product lines. Like, you have to.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep in just the woodworking niche, but I don't know. I'm interested by all things too. And we have a big garden here, and like, I love gardening and being out in the yard and hiking and all that stuff. And I'm like, do I incorporate that? And like, some of it's like, I think it's good to incorporate all of it and have like one basic niche, but have like things that you can kind of do that fall in line with it. But that's why the maker niche is so good, because you kind of can dabble a little bit more. And
yeah. And there's so many things out there to try and experiment and do, it's like that. I think that's why it's such a cool community, because there's people specialize in so many different things as well. So
I know it makes you want to try everything. That's so bad.
Or at least collaborate with somebody who's doing like metalworking or something like that you can like, it's so far outside of my realm, but that would be really fun to like collaborate with somebody who does that.
I agree. It's just interesting to see, there's so many things that people can do and make, and it's like, and I just want to do everything.
Just want to try it all. And anytime I see somebody do something new, I'm like, oh, I want to try that. My husband's like, stick to this one thing just for a little while, like do this first, and then try that too.
Make a list.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my list is getting too long.
Yeah, for sure.
Seriously.
So seeing you do much DIY stuff too, is that part of your I was looking for your page.
I'm doing more of that. I did a lot of it in the beginning, but like a little bit of house renovations and minor stuff, you know, because when we moved into our house, it was like we had like 12 different types of outlets, different, you know, so like I went around the house and just matched it all together, and then we redid our closet and stuff like that in the beginning, did our stairs and stuff. So, and then I started, and then my kids wanted a teeter-totter when we moved to the new house, and so I was like,
cool.
I don't know how to make that. So I Googled and found Anna White's teeter-totter, and then I met with one of the local woodworker here, and so he showed me like the different tools they use for and stuff like that. So, and that's how I got the bug.
I feel like Anna White has inspired just about everybody to do that. You know what I mean? Like just make something from her collections of plans that she offers.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. She's got so many cool stuff there.
Yeah.
There's no barrier to entry. Like, make these cuts, put these together. You're done.
Yeah, and you don't need a lot of tools either, you know, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sarah, how long have you been doing the scroll sawing? And I mean, you're also started making from propagation stations and a couple of new items too that I've noticed.
Yeah. So I started woodworking back in it was at the end of 2017. I made something for my brother. Tiffany's heard this story because she interviewed me.
That's fine. Tell it again.
Yeah, I just did a piece of artwork, like a geometric sign for my brother. And then I posted it on Instagram. It was like when I first got on Instagram, and people I had like my cousin ask me for one right away. And then I had a friend ask me for one. And then I had friends ask me to do like mountain pieces. And so it just kind of evolved from there. But I went full time, probably, well, I call it full time. I quit my other job 2 years ago and just like went all in on this. But I feel like I've only really completely committed to it in the last year more so. You know, I think I was so hesitant, like just not really feeling fully confident in it, and not knowing, like just feeling like I didn't exactly know if that's what I wanted to pursue or not. I knew I liked it, but I didn't know if I could make a business from it. But yeah, just in the last probably year, I've really committed to it.
Yeah. What about you, Tiffany?
What's that? How long have I been doing this?
Yeah.
I always say childhood, kind of. But I mean, officially June 24th, I'll be full time. But I've been going hard since my kids were born. Like I think they were like 3 months old when I started. When I bought the routers and just started carving, because I literally had 3 months of hell with them. It was like just one would cry all day, like seriously, just cry all day. And the other one would throw up on me. So it was like just 3 months of survival. And I was at my wit's end. I needed to like find a place to get out of the house and away from the children. So it pushed me into the garage, and I tried something that I had always wanted to do my whole life. Like I've painted and drawn and stuff my whole life, but I've never like carved a wood sign. And I had always watched them at like the local fairs and was like, I can do that. I can do that. And I just never figured it out, never tried it, never had the ambition to do so. And then after the kids were born, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Like, and once I started, it just was, I'm addicted. Like, I couldn't get out of the garage. It was just, it was my little place. I was making again, because it had been a while since I actually like sat down and painted after I had them. And like, I just needed it back. So I think like the kids really drove me to dive into this. And then once I found that there was a maker community, like, and there was a future as a maker, and, you know, I see people dropping out all the time, like, just quit today. And I'm like, that is what I want. Like, I've always wanted to be a full-time artist. And it, like, I only got swept up into like the corporate world because I entered a job that I had to be an artist for. And then eventually it deviated. So I was doing art when I first started there. And then now I do spreadsheets. So I'm very happy to be saying goodbye to that and going on this adventure.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. We're excited for you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
You're doing both, right? You're working a day job and also making and the kids and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I just do the woodworking and stuff that on like Friday night and Saturday and Sunday sometimes.
Mhm.
So, and that's when like I try to record as many things as possible, and then I sometimes I sneak in during the other days of the week if my husband's home and stuff like that, or when I'm frustrated, like I'm going out to the garage. He's
It's
like,
so
okay.
That's so funny because my dad used to do that. Like when he was frustrated and he needed a break, I'm going to the garage. So now I'm that person too, and you're that person. It's just funny how it gets. I'll be back.
Yeah.
It's a stress reliever.
Slam the door on your way out.
Yeah, yeah. You
I'll be
had
back. Just leave me alone for at least an hour.
yeah.
Yeah, like in an hour you can get a lot of things done.
You really can,
Really
and
fresh.
True.
you can create a lot of content quickly too if you know what you need to get done for. If you're planning around it.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the content is always a little tricky. It's like I know the views and stuff like that has not been the greatest for a lot of people, and it's just been like,
People are
okay,
outside. That's what I chalk it up to. People are living their lives right now.
yeah, yeah. Like you can't live your life around around
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have other things I want to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love everyone in the community though.
Yeah, for sure. I was talking earlier a little bit about like how it's probably important to share a little bit more of your personal life too. Like they tell you, the people on YouTube, if you're trying to grow your Instagram, they tell you that you're supposed to share more of your personal life too. And I'm like, when I'm off of it, I don't want to think about it. I feel like Instagram is kind of stressful. I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the community, but like trying to grow your business on there gets stressful because you compare yourself to other people's growth and you're like, they've only posted 150 posts and I posted 350 posts and they have 50,000 followers. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, what am I doing wrong? So sometimes I just feel like, okay, I'm turning it off and I'm not turning it on again for 24 hours. I gotta like set my head straight again. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to show all of my personal life. It's like, I don't, at some point, maybe I will, but I don't know. Is it worth it?
I know. It's tough though, because it's like you want to keep things separate because it's kind of like your professional life and your personal life, and you don't want to clash or combine it too much together. Then I think it gets a little chaotic at times, but it just depends too, though, but you have other hobbies and that you enjoy doing and stuff like that. I think it's okay to share your hobbies and stuff. And I know, Tiffany, I don't see you don't post your kids and stuff like that because that's personal.
Oh, I do occasionally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they did a flag promotion for me recently.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That was cute.
I had to like push them into it. They were not in the mood.
Bribing.
Yeah. Do it and you'll get a candy later. Ooh.
Ooh, there you go. Snacks? Did somebody say
snacks?
Yeah.
I share a lot more personal stuff in my stories though. Like that's because like the people who want to see that, then watch my stories. If you see that bubble, click on it if you want to know more about me too. Like I think that's a great way to do that, is kind of just
true.
Because they're temporary, they don't last forever, and people get
exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of more comfortable to do it that way too, because then it's like, okay, if you are following my stories consistently, then you'll see that, and that's kind of like a benefit of people who follow your stories. But but it's not there forever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. And I think that's a great idea. I know I don't show a whole lot of my kids and stuff like that. And if I do, it's not a lot of their face and stuff like that, just because.
Right. I mean, everyone's different. Like I don't mind my kids being on there because I feel like, I'll be honest, I'll probably be starting a YouTube channel with them eventually because they're such hams. So they got to prepare themselves because, they're going to be camera ready at all times. But my kids enjoy it and like they want it. They desire to see themselves in a video. If they didn't like it, then I would not post a darn thing about it. But my kids are more like, let's watch it again.
Yes, yeah.
So I think it depends on your relationship with that and like how you feel about that. Cause some people don't want that at all. They don't even post it on like their personal Facebook. So I think it's for anything is what you feel comfortable with. If you like, just, I know like Sarah, we've talked before too about showing more of your personality in the videos and things like that. Like that puts a lot of pressure on people if they're not comfortable with that. So like, I want people to be themselves and to be comfortable and not fear that we have to always push ourselves like that. Like
it's hard because like in my personal life, I feel I'm a total goofball. Like if anybody ever like saw me and my husband in the house together, they would think we're psychos because we're just like, like always at each other and like just being funny like all the time. Like I chew on him all the time and like just whatever. But I'm really comfortable doing that with people that I trust and know really well. And it takes me a long time to get there outside of that. And so Instagram feels like it's pressure. It feels like I feel like I'm going to look like I'm being fake if I try to be goofy because I haven't been all on there.
Yeah.
And, like I don't want to just start being goofy. And then I also question like, oh, I'm trying to take my art seriously. Like, shouldn't I kind of make that more of a professional looking page? But I'm like, I don't know. My head goes like this all the time with it. Like, should I try that? Should I not? Should I try this? Should I try that? Like,
you might have to do that one reel with the video, like turn one way and you have another view saying something else, and then have another view going. there's a trend right now.
Yeah.
I know it's tough because it's like, you have like there's certain things like you want to share with people and people follow you for certain reasons and stuff like that. And it's like, you have the followers that follow for because of your scroll saw, and then some people follow you because of the propagation stations, or some people just do like woodwork,
mountain scenery,
Yeah. It's like you can't make everybody happy, I think that's where a lot of stress comes from for a lot of makers, is like they want to make everybody else happy, but it's like it's so stressful making everybody else happy except for yourself. It's just a reminder, it's like I can't make everybody else happy.
Exactly.
I keep telling myself that sometimes too.
And I find too, like I'm realizing just recently that like I'm trying to sell art for the most part. That's most of what I do is I'm trying to sell art, and I'm not selling as much as I want to. And I'm, like kind of looking through it and really trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And everybody that follows me is a woodworker. So people are,
that's my problem too.
Who follow me can do what I do, or, want to learn how to do what I do. They're not necessarily following me because they want to buy my art. So I'm like, okay, so how do I get my stuff out there? So like, I'm going through all this thing of like trying to get stuff on Pinterest, because people go on Pinterest to find things to buy. Yep. So I'm like, okay, how do I incorporate Pinterest into this? And it's just like, it's so much more work than you expected it to be. Like, I thought I was just gonna be taking pictures and selling stuff. Like, taking pictures and selling stuff. It's not working that way.
I'm in your same boat. I have literally a full thing of inventory. Like, and it's amazing stuff. I know it's amazing stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I feel very confident that this would sell, but I'm terrible at selling it. So that's one of my biggest goals, is I got to get better at that. And like you said, linking it to Pinterest, putting it everywhere, making commercials. So now I'm okay, and I have no problem being cheesy. So, but like I didn't have time before to film said commercials. So like I have a million ideas of stupid things that I want to do. But I haven't had the time to execute that. So like that's like one of my first goals, like to set time, like you're going to be recording this, or like write down your plans and then start to execute those things. Get the Pinterest board going, work on my website more to look like an all-encompassing thing, and kind of like add a blog to my website. So like I'm really trying to go at all angles, because if people are searching things and they come upon your blog, instead of, they don't have an Instagram, so they're not going to click on that, but maybe they'll look at your blog. So I'm really trying to like diversify them where I'm putting things, and really jump into it. Yeah.
I've been focusing a lot on that lately too. I felt for a long time, just really discouraged. And I was like, I don't know, like, should I just go back to getting a job again? Like, I really don't want to. I want to do this.
Yet.
I'm like, okay, I got to go all in. Like, I got to do it all. Like, so I got to spend all of my hours in the day doing whatever it takes. Like, figure it out. Pinterest, my website. I'm like trying to update my website. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I feel like once you get to a point and I'm finally starting to sell some, I'll be like, okay, like I can take a little bit of a breather here, but
yeah.
it's stressful. It's crazy. I thought it was just going to be so much fun.
It is. But once you get it going, especially your website, it's mostly going to be like what you say, like maintaining it and keeping it up to date. And I think just getting it started is the hardest part. There's a lot of learning curve along with it.
Sure.
That's from what I've heard, at least from a lot of makers that started making websites and stuff. Some they're like, I haven't even published it yet because it's been 5 months. I'm like, oh no. So like,
I always tell people to press that button, just publish it and make it better later. Like,
that's true.
If you have a one-page website, then just have a one-page website for now and then add to it. Just have something.
I'm super fortunate because my husband does websites. He's a web designer,
there you go.
Graphic design. So it's more like me being like, hey, I need you to update this. I don't know how to do it. You do it.
Oh, that'd be great. It's gonna be teamwork.
Also, a great video. Record that. See? Here we go.
I like this.
We're strategizing. But Sieng, do you sell products or you mostly make for yourself, right?
Right now, I just make for myself. A lot of it's just for myself right now. As I keep saying, I'm still learning, but like if anybody wants it, they could buy it, but I'm not like trying to sell it and stuff. And right now, I still work full time, so it's like. And I was like, my husband was like, don't do customized orders because you won't have time. I was like, yeah, that's true. I'll just, if anything's available, then I'll say it's available. Then, So I was like, it just makes more sense.
Custom orders does add a lot of stress to your life. You have to be ready. Like your business has to be geared towards custom orders. So that way you can set the time. It's really challenging to balance making what you want to make and doing customs.
Yes, it is.
Right? It takes over, at least for me. Because
the custom work is always like the most time consuming for me. It's like, they're usually the larger projects, like the landscapes and stuff. It takes forever. And it took me a long time. Like it was a steep learning curve of learning how to charge for them because I just didn't know how long it was going to take me. And like, I would think I could get this done in a week. And then like 3 weeks later, I'm like, okay, I'm finally done. Sorry about the wait.
I did 5.5 years of custom orders with kids. It was stressful.
That doesn't sound fun.
No, I'm sure I'll do it again, but not now. Not now. Unless the price is over $500. That's where my cut. Like seriously, that's my rate. If 500 or more, then you can have a custom order. Like I just can't right now.
Yeah, that's true. Have you guys have a company ever reached out to you guys and asked you to like do a collaboration or as a gift and stuff? Like if you don't want to, or how do you guys handle that? I think I have a hard time saying no.
Yeah. I usually take them if I want them. Like if I first of all don't think it's attractive, if it's like a mask or something, I'll just say no, thank you. But I usually say yes. I know people are like, yeah, get paid, but also when you don't have the money and getting a free tool of something that you might want to try, it's hard to say no. So
that's exactly where I'm at. I almost always say yes. And I haven't had many people send me tools, but I did have the opportunity with sawblade.com. They sent me like some bandsaw blades and attachment for my bandsaw, and then they did the video. So I have one video on there that Jeremy Cross came up from, I think he's in Utah, but he came up and did like a whole video on it. And I was just stoked to get the video, like to have a professionally made video.
It was very nice.
But that was the trade-off, was just having a professional video made. And then they gave me some bandsaw blades and stuff. I'm like, we'll take it.
That's awesome.
I was going to mention that to you. Like when I clicked on your links to see who you had on there, what kind of things you offered, I did see a ton of brand deals that you have. So I don't know if any of those are kickbacks or they just give you a code when they send you free products, but it seems like you do well working with brands. Is that something you enjoy?
I do too. Sometimes. Some, I think the ones like the initial ones so far, there's a few that were like asking for like a YouTube video and a couple of, posts and stuff like that. And I was like, but I'm only getting free tools. It's like, and some makers are getting paid for all these contents. I'm like, it takes so much effort for you to create a YouTube video and all these videos and editing and stuff like that. I was like, so a lot of the makers are like getting paid to make the contents and stuff like that. I was like, should I try to get paid too? Besides getting free tools?
Absolutely. There's a point where you have to get paid, or you know what I mean? Like, or they have to make it worth your while. They have to give you a lot of tools, not just like a little bit,
Yeah.
That's kind of like where I'm starting to get to that place where I'm like, if I ask, I'm asking bigger than I ever would. Like normally I'd be like, hi, can I have this? Now I'm like, I would like all of this, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and yeah, like my commitments, I am starting to get better at saying, I will share this if I like it. Like I'm usually pretty upfront about that. And I don't commit to a post. I usually commit to stories. And if they want a post, like again, give me a little something extra, which would be nice. Or if I really, really like it, then I'm naturally going to use it in videos. So then I don't mind. Like, like if Sabretooth is going to send me something, I know I'm going to record it anyways. So I don't care. I'll just keep doing it, Yeah, that's kind of how I navigate it. Like I'm starting to learn from other people. Like I am that person. I know, Sarah, you said you don't like to like bug people and ask them questions, and I'm like,
I need to learn how to do that.
I'm like, knock knock, and I come in all like, me. I miss voice message. I love voice messaging people because I hate to type.
Do. I love it.
I do. I refuse. I do it all day at work. So like when I'm messaging people, it has to be voice. I'll just come right up. Hey, I just saw your video and what I like about this. And then I'll just like, how did you do that? Or how did you hook up with them? What did you ask? Hey, what specs did they give you? Like, I'll ask straight up, like, what was your deal? What was your commitment? What do you have to give back to them? I was just talking to like Morgan from Captain Spanks. Like she's got something new happening. I know it, but I can't share it. But like I know all the inner workings of her deal because I'm not afraid to talk to her. Like I've built up a rapport with her and I was curious and I asked and she had no problem sharing all those details. And that can only just help each other out because then if they approach you, you know what that person got. And then you can kind of like negotiate with what you can get. Like maybe because, she has 30,000 followers. I have 10, so there's going to be a different level that they might offer. But I'm always going to try to go with the person who had the higher following got. And again, if they say no and they give you something less, you still tried. You're like, I'm getting better at that.
I just got to buck up and do it just to ask people. Like I said, I carve in most of my projects now for detail and stuff. I need some of those carving tools. I have a really pretty crappy, like China made, rotary tool that I got off of Amazon, and it keeps like winding up and making all these noises. I'm just waiting for it to die on me, but I need to approach Sabretooth.
Sarah, Hodo Tools is trying to get people to use their rotary tool. That's what's getting sent
reach out to them.
Yeah, reach out to them.
Brand new. I'm waiting for mine.
Let me write this down.
Mine's coming in too, and now everyone knows. So hurry up and do it. Hodo Tools.
Hoto. Those are the ones that look like super fancy, right? Is it the?
It's the drill that looks like a massager that 3D DIY Dave keeps showing. Yeah, that's
it.
I just came across their page recently. Actually.
And their rotary is brand new, just came out of the market. Like so they're trying to get as many people to use it as possible. So reach out to them because it's pretty fancy.
Ooh, it's nice.
You should after this call, honestly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And all they want is just a post, which is not too bad,
Exactly.
Us using it. And it's something we're going to be using. So I'm like, that would be so, like, I think it just depends on what tools people are going to give us and if we're going to use it and stuff like that too. Not going out of our ways to create a content just to adapt to the tools they're giving us. I think that's the hard part for some of the companies to realize. It's like, I don't need a chainsaw right now.
You always need a chainsaw.
But I don't want to right now. Like, if you want to wait for a couple more months,
Yeah, like that's definitely key if you're gonna accept the brand deals. Make sure it's something that you're actually gonna naturally use or want to use, because I can't imagine anything worse than saying yes to something and then you have no desire to open that. Like, I never would want that experience. Like, I want things that I'm gonna use. And I thought it'd be cool to compare that new rotary tool to the Works tools that I already love, like the Miller X tools. So I thought that'd be
that would be
fun
cool
comparison. Yeah.
For sure.
Now, if it's better, I won't say it, but
you're a little too committed to Works now.
I'm very committed to Works right now. Very.
That would just be cheating on them.
Yeah. I just like the drill, the hodl drill, because of the USB charger.
Really?
It's so much easier to charge it up if I need to, and the battery lasts for a while too. So, but a lot of the some of the comments from Dave was like, it's more of a home tool device, not for woodworking. But it could actually do what it needs to be done out in the garage if you need to. I would say it actually like goes down a lot smoother than my other drill that I had. And especially going through some knots so it went pretty smooth. So it's not as loud.
It's just because he has like a Fez tool drill. So I mean,
yes, I know. Dave has the coolest stuff.
So fancy.
I know. I was like, I can't. I know some. I've seen a lot of makers like I really like love certain brands and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah,
I love all brands. Really, I mean, I don't care. I love Ryobi. I love Works tools. I love Sabertooth. But I'm not going to be like, oh no, I don't want that DeWalt drill. Like, come on.
No, not at all. If you're offering it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll like give my husband the Ryobi drills, and then I can have new ones. There you go.
I literally went to my sister's after like Works Tools started sending me stuff, and I'm like, so who wants a Dremel? I'm like, because I just have so many rotary tools now. I'm like, so who wants one? So my family is getting all my older beat up ones. So I'm like, hey, they benefit too.
Yeah. I know my husband now he's starting to get like hats and t-shirts from
all the gear.
Totally.
So he's benefiting from my time on Instagram.
Yes, thank you, Toro. My husband loves his sunglasses.
Exactly. My husband took my Toro sunglasses too.
Literally the day I got him, he was like, "Oh, thanks," and then walked away. I was like, okay.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, someone's happy. I
want a pair of the oh gosh, is it? I feel bad. Kudo? The yard boots, like they're a decent looking boot, but they were really big on my foot. I think it's Cujo Yardwear. Kudo or Cujo. No Sorry guys, if you're listening to this. But I won their boots like in a giveaway, and I didn't really like the fit for me because they're just kind of clunky in my opinion. But they I sent them back and they sent me another size, and I gave them to my husband. He was like, he wears them all the time. He loves them. Like, you're benefiting so much from this.
Our family really does. They don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
All our hard work.
Yeah, all our hard work. And they're just like, thank you. But honestly, that just buys us more shop time because now they understand a little bit more what they can get.
Yeah.
So true.
Right.
So true. It's funny because my when I first started Instagram and stuff like that, my husband didn't know anything about Instagram and what I do and stuff. And then like all of a sudden, like all the like pretty much like I was winning a good amount of giveaway prizes, you know, and so also like all these tools are coming and stuff, and then I won. One of the prizes were from Fine, I believe, the German like a multi-tool.
I
It's
don't
an
know.
orange, or it might be Fine. I don't know how to pronounce their name, but it was like a $350 or almost $400 tool set. I was like,
Oh wow.
Nice.
I can't not I cannot enter for that giveaway. And then ever since then he was like, okay, you know, and then he was like, all right, this is good, this is cool. I don't have to buy we don't have to buy a lot of tools.
Exactly.
It does help. It helps everybody. It helps the tool company. They get free content. Like I know people are sore about that we give out free content, but it helps people who are trying to build their career up, like trying to build their business. And
People get sore about that. I didn't even know.
I feel like people do. I feel like because you're giving it out for free, it ruins it for them for asking money, because they're going to go with the freebie first.
I better stop giving it out for free then.
I give it out for free, you know.
Yeah.
But I do. I think people who are really trying to get paid for all of their brand endorsements, they do. I think they get a little bit sore about the people who are taking things for free and posting about them. But honestly, it just helps you, and you can't hate on people trying to grow their small business. That's how I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
It's also networking with the companies and stuff too, you know,
getting our
like,
foot in. Yeah.
I
Eventually
mean,
we'll get paid. We'll get paid eventually. Like look at me and Sabretooth though. Like they gave me free tools. I gave them promotions for free, and now they pay me to, you know, manage their social network, and to, you know, I'm going to be making content for them, paid content now. So like it took me a while. It took me, I think, 3 years, but here I am. And now they're paying, I get a check once a month from them. Like, so it's not that you're not going to take it for free always. Eventually you're going to ask to get paid, but you got to get your foot in that door.
Yeah, for sure.
And save those emails, people. Seriously, because that's your new contact for that company. Like save that and continue to like talk to those people. That's the best thing I can say, is just keep massaging that communication and that relationship.
Okay.
Definitely. And I think I would say like I probably have more contact with companies through Instagram than any other social media, to be honest with you. Like the PR people are like on top of things and stuff, which is nice. And a lot of them are so supportive of the community too, which is even more amazing. You know, it's like, it's interesting. Like being on Instagram kind of like opened up my eyes on things when I first started.
Yeah. I talk about how I ran my wood carving business. Like once I decided to do like focus on that on Facebook for like a full year, and had no idea that people were actually posting about woodworking on Instagram. So I missed out on that first year of like really grinding.
Yeah.
And when I came on, I was just like, what's this? Like, wait, people get free tools? What?
Yeah.
I'm like, I want a banner in my shop from companies because they like me that much to give me a banner, you know?
And I still have to get a banner.
I got my first one 2 days ago.
Nice.
I hit that mark. Onefinity. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Awesome.
Yep. That was my first really big brand deal. So I'm very excited. I'm like, heck yeah, I'll hang that up.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And then Sabretooth is actually sending me one now too. So I've got 2 banners in 1 week.
Rad.
I've hit my goals. It's so funny. Like it truly was a goal though, that somebody valued you enough to send you a big banner to put in there. Those things aren't cheap.
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
You're not. You're representing.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like, you know, but those are the companies that you love.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, which makes a huge difference too.
No,
like,
it does, because you actually want it on your wall. Like you're connected.
Exactly.
You're connected to those brands. So you
and
know, like
they support you.
Yeah, I can't thank Onefinity more. Like they gave me a free CNC and just no contract, just like make and share. Just like I promised videos, I said I'll share and I'll do at least I wanted to do one YouTube video or more. I do plan on doing more, but that's because I want to do them. Like they didn't tell me I had to. So like a company that's like that, who will keep sharing you to their page and keep supporting you, like they'll send you handwritten notes and stuff. Like there's some really cool companies out there. That's
awesome.
That's why I'm like, I love Onefinity. Like I'm rep them forever, man. I don't have a desire to get a different CNC, at least not right now. Maybe one day if I get like some crazy busy business and I need the one that changes the bits automatically. Have y'all seen that?
Ooh, no.
Oh, there's this little fancy one that like it just like slides over, takes off the old bit, pops on the new one, and then just starts carving. There's a few of them that do that. Yeah.
That's cool.
But I don't need that. Like that's just something that's fancy. Like,
Huh, that's nuts.
I know, like, it's annoying though, changing those bits.
It takes like literally 1 minute, but it's just so funny. Like the things that we talk about, oh, it's so awful. The machine needs to do it itself.
Onefinity is gonna have
We're
to step
spoiled.
Up
That'll be my next product enhancement. You need, then their machine won't take 15 minutes to set up and less than an hour to get wired. Like if they start doing that kind of stuff, then it gets a little cray cray. I feel bad. They sent me like a dust boot kit with it when I first got it, and I still haven't put it on. I have to order a hose and some clamps.
That's all.
Place an order and I just keep forgetting. It's just like something that you just don't remember. It's not that I don't want it. I would love the dust collection going.
Yeah.
You just have to order a hose and some clamps.
You just think about it every time you're using it, but not as soon as you're done with it, walk away. Yeah. Totally.
It's like, I should order that. It's gone. It's fleeing.
Yep.
What's one tool that you guys really want? I'm kind of curious.
I think I need to get a CNC at some point. I'm nervous because like I've said a million times, I'm not super tech savvy. I'm teaching myself to be a little bit more, but a CNC.
You let it out of the bag. You've got a husband who's tech savvy. You're good.
If I can talk him into, because he works for himself too. So he's pretty swamped with all of the stuff that he does, And so when I take time away from that, it's, detrimental to his business to a certain degree. But he's super helpful, and it's good that I have him, because I can at least ask questions about, like there were things going from my website, like emails going from my website to my spam folder, and it took me 3 days to figure it out. And he was like, "Did you check your spam folder?" I'm like, like that should be pretty
it's never the obvious thing that we think of, though. There must be something wrong.
I would like to have a CNC though, because I do think it would be really beneficial for my business to have like
product
a line of things that I can just repetitively make and like put out. And
because then you can make your big sculptural art pieces while something's carving.
Totally.
It just works hand in hand. I get that.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Sieng?
Yeah.
Me too. I think a CNC would be awesome. Just for mostly like, you guys seen my the Laotian letters and stuff like that, how curvy it is and stuff like that.
Very,
and
yes.
It's never like the same size and stuff like that, no matter how much I trace from the printout. And so it just would be nice to be able to make like multiple products of that, just because there's not a lot of people that make Laotian or that kind of, and there's also like there's some carvings and stuff like that I've seen, especially from when my dad used to carve and stuff, and being able to
dig deep into your
like
culture.
I want to get back into like a lot of the stuff from my culture and stuff like that. So a CNC would be awesome. It would be nice to be able to batch things out if I want to,
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Also those puzzles and the ring boxes, it would be so much easier. And the shape would be the same size.
Yeah, you could just have fun doing fun glue ups with different color woods, and then just let it go.
Yep.
It is. It's a great tool. I love my CNC, and I haven't even done like anything with it to like what you can do, like there's so many things you can do on a CNC.
Yeah, that's right. How long have you had it now, Tiff?
A year. I think it's been a year now. Yeah. They just celebrated their 2nd anniversary.
That's
and I
right.
think I got it when it was just about a year old, like the company.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So you started right when they opened.
What's that? Oh, when
they first started the business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I saw like AG does it, get his, and I was like, oh, what's that thing? And then like Sam from Uncharted got his, and I'm like watching it, and I'm like, you like that? And like I had the NIGHTCARVER at the time, and I hated it, but that's because I didn't like the maintenance on it. Like I'm not like a mechanical person. Like I'm more of a graphic person, I'm more of a designer. I'm more virtual with a lot of the stuff that my talents are. I'm not a tinkerer. So I think like the NIGHTCARVER is more for somebody who doesn't mind that maintenance. But like the Onefinity, you literally have to just oil her. I say her, you got to just rub her down with oil, make her nice and smooth. And that's it. Seriously, just a little lube and she's good.
That's awesome.
You got me with that one. I had to.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to control myself because I don't usually, talk dirty with you ladies, but it comes out very easily with me. I'm like,
talk dirty to me as much as you want.
Oh, it's a whole different podcast now. I know. I think it's funny because if somebody DMs me and they just say the right thing, it could be someone I don't really know that well. I will just do a flirty voice message back. I can't control myself anymore. I did it to somebody today. She talks to me every once in a while in comments. And today she sent me something and I was just like, oh, hey, like you guys, I have a problem. I think I like the reaction it brings.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it.
It's always a good time after I do it. At least for me.
Yeah. No, like I said, in my personal life, I'm super crass. And I know that you like some of the first messages you ever sent me, voice messages, there was some flirting
happening.
Flirtiness going on there. But yeah, in my personal life, I'm totally crass, but I'm not super comfortable. I'm always like, well, my grandfather follows me. Like, should I put that out there? I'm sure he doesn't care, but
Grandpa's just hitting like and not even watching what you're doing. You're fine. You're fine.
You're probably right.
His hearing aid stopped working 2 years ago. He has no idea. You gotta forget. Like, I know my mom's watching. She'll, oh, great job, honey. Like on my Facebook posts and stuff. And it did take a while, until I just said, I don't care anymore. Like, like my sister watches every story I post. I love her to death. Thank you, Danielle. Good job. But I know in her head, she's like, what a moron, like all day. All day. Like, oh my God.
That's awesome.
Just gotta forget about it.
Yeah, just gotta get over it.
Yeah, my brother likes him. He follows me, and he likes to post once in a while.
He shows some support. My other sister, I know she probably sees some stuff, but she never really will interact with stuff because she's too busy doing her stuff. I don't think any single one of them has listened to any of the podcasts that I've done, though. That's asking for too much. So I feel very safe here.
It's an hour commitment.
It's a safe,
My husband hasn't listened to any of them either, or my dad, or my brothers, or I'm like, it makes sense though, because like my husband listens to me talk all the time. When I'm talking about woodworking, he's like, yeah, I've heard enough.
So do you have any local makers near you?
We do. There's JR Beck, Jonathan, he is not too far, and then Leslie over at Crate City.
Okay, I think I know Cream City Crates.
Yeah, Cream City Crate. And then there's a few actually. And I follow them and stuff like that. There's Mike over, and he is a fabricator. And he's about 30 minutes away. A lot of them are not too far from where.
Do you ever hang out with them?
No, we've been trying
Isn't it
to.
funny?
We tried. We tried to do a meter's makeup with Mike over at Midnight Handyman, or I forget what his new name is.
I don't know.
But like then COVID happened and stuff like that, so we didn't rearrange everything again, so reschedule everything. So, but yeah, there's a fairly good amount of makers nearby. No, but yeah, I was like, we need to get together.
Everyone's like at least an hour and a half from me. So it's like nothing that I can quickly maneuver. It's like something that you have to like really plan out. So it's like so unfortunate because it'd be so fun.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. You're a blast though, Tiff.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate my ridiculousness. It only gets worse as we go.
And that's okay.
It gets better as we go, is what you mean.
Yeah, right.
I like how you think. I like how you think. Well, it's so funny at the end, like when it gets close to the end of the podcast, everyone's so comfy. Like we never want to let go. You know what I mean? Like, because it's just so fun to hang out with everyone. So this is not going to post until July 16th. I had to look it up. But I know you're you're doing a whole month this month of fun posts that are geared towards Pride. Can you talk about it a little bit? I'd love to have that on here.
Oh, so it was started by Jessie over at Jessie Builds, and she had reached. We were looking for interesting topics to discuss regarding, for this month and stuff like that. And a couple of other makers and I were like, let's make it more like Pride, because there's, especially with June being a Pride month and stuff like that, we want to dedicate the month for those that, because it's just been such a tough subject for a lot of people. A lot of makers are also Pride, and and so we wanted to dedicate that time for them, just because there's so many
celebrate them
that are struggling, with everything that's been going on, especially with they've been through so much this whole time, for so long, and it's like finally something came about, and things have been, made some changes and stuff like that, but it's still a work in progress. So we wanted to dedicate the month just to, make sure like everybody just keeps an open mind. There's a lot of people out there, and things like there's also kids that are struggling, to try to figure themselves out and stuff like that. But having that open discussion and also knowing what they're going through I think it's just very important. So I think that's the most important part, is just accepting and loving other people for who they are. Exactly. So yeah.
That's awesome.
I love how you ended it with a yeah.
I know. I know.
No, because it makes you feel that way though when you hear that story. It's just like, it's heartwarming. That's great.
Absolutely,
and, I love that you're very much part of this community. Like, I think we were on a like engagement group together once. I just got overwhelmed and had to leave because I can't hang. I survive in like those kind of situations good for like a month. And then I'm like, no more, no more. It's like, I love you all, but I cannot go comment on your posts right now.
Yeah, I know. It gets overwhelmed. I think that's like the engagement groups is great, but it does get overwhelming. And I was like, I don't know how I feel. It's like, and then there's like so many people involved and stuff like that too. But I was like, I'll go and comment and like and everything whenever I can.
Yeah,
there's no way.
It's a commitment.
Commitment.
It is. Yeah.
It's super fun to be part of if you have the time though, because I think that's where I built a lot of relationships with people, or just meeting them and those things. And like when you're commenting, you're telling your real opinion. Like you're not just writing garbage, you're like reacting to something. So I think it is a fun way to build relationships and your community as well. So like I was glad that we met there, because I don't think I was talking to you at all before that. And then once you start commenting in the group chats and you start to get to know each other, you're like, oh, she's really cool. Let me go talk to her. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's so many makers out there. And if you're not sharing your personality on your page, which I know is something that we talked about today.
I'll get there.
But I'm guilty of it too. Like, what was I? I was pretty paint videos for like 3 years, not sharing anything else, but like, look at how I'm making this. Look at how I'm making this. But like, as you were saying, Sarah, like a lot of makers do follow me. Like, so like that is a big part of who I am. So I start getting caught up trying to teach people. And I'm like, you got to stop teaching people on Instagram. You got to bring that to YouTube and leave it over there. And you kind of have to, like, you can show them what you've made, but sadly it's becoming, you have to entertain them.
Yeah. Like I said, I thought I was just going to have to take pictures, like do the work, take pictures, sell art. Now it's like, okay, so content creation, you have to, I think, to a certain extent, to keep up with, the growth of Instagram or of your profile of whatever.
Algorithm.
To keep up with the algorithm. I didn't know I was going to have to make videos. I didn't know I was going to have to show my face on there that much, other than like smiling and holding my art. But I'm awkward as it.
Have you used that audio yet? I'm sure you have, or you're thinking about it. Hi, I'm a content creator, so apparently I have to post content.
I love that.
I'm like, I actually enjoy making the content, so I'm not going to use that, but I kind of can't wait to see how many times for the people who really feel that way, though. Like, I don't want people just to use that. Like, express yourself with that. That's how you truly feel, then use it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like making things and sharing it. It's fun.
I'm liking it more and more now. It just took me getting to the point of feeling comfortable making videos and like feeling like I could put out a decent quality video. Or it felt like it was just like fumbling before, but now that I feel like I can kind of like, I've got some transition down and, a little bit of that. I've got LumaFusion on my phone. I'm trying to learn how to do that, but mostly I've just been using like InShot.
I love InShot.
InShot works really well. It's pretty user friendly, and it took me like a year to figure it out a little bit, but mostly I think I'd start and then I'd get overwhelmed and I'd stop, and then I'd start doing something and I'd get overwhelmed and I'd stop. But
same here. I use Splice. I haven't tried InShot yet, but Splice has been pretty good so far. It's easy, and it's free. And there's a lot of availability.
I got in on InShot when it was actually affordable to purchase. Now, if you get it, it's like actually it costs quite a bit of money, I believe. I
don't think I paid for it. Maybe I did. I don't even remember if I paid for it. I think I still am just using the free version of it, to my knowledge.
Oh, I paid for it. I bought it. Like, you had the option to like buy it or pay like a monthly fee. I think it was. There was a free version. There is a free version, but yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go for it because it was like affordable. Now it's like, ooh, I don't know if I would spend that money. But I've heard really good things about Splice. I just haven't tried it. Yeah, I just like that there's so many options for us, and like you can try them and get rid of them if you don't like it and move on to the next one.
Yeah, so true. And well, Sarah, I like that you're in front of the camera more, though. I don't know if you I'm working on being in front of the camera more this year. That's my goal.
I say you're really good at it. I was going.
You're
at least present in your photos. Yeah.
It took like 100 trials for a lot of those videos, but I'm getting there. I think that's one of the things. Like, apparently, I was told Instagram and like people like seeing more of the face of the maker. I mean, the maker behind the camera and stuff like that, not just the products and stuff. I think that's the other thing. It's like And then I was like, okay, now I got to learn how to transition things. And now they got this new thing where you're like, you do pointing and then you say one thing and then you point again and it's supposed to say another thing.
Oh God. When you're like, I can't. No. People are so good. They're just like, bink, bink, bink. And they got it going. It's the in-app editing is such a pain. Like it's not friendly.
The Instagram in-app.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it. I try to push myself every once in a while to do it, but
yeah.
Goodness.
I try to figure out like how, because you have to use Instagram audios to, or at least I feel like I've had to use Instagram audios, but I'll like make the video in InShot and then bring it over and try to connect the audio to it. Like if it's a song or like, but yeah, it makes it seems like it should be they should just like connect it already over there. So you can do it all together in InShot and then bring it. And I know Instagram wants you on their app more, but yeah, like, can you guys just work together and like figure that out so that we
yeah, the editing in Instagram is not easy at all. I tried it and I'm like, okay, my bar is not moving where I want it to move to.
Or if you want to crop something, like how do I even crop? If anyone knows how to crop in the Instagram editing, please tell me. Because I would really like to know how to crop videos like I can in InShot.
Yeah, way much easier. So yeah, and then sometimes when I put words and stuff like that, like it gets weird. Like sometimes it would get all smushed together when I post and stuff like that, and so like, yeah, I'm like, well, I guess it's
or be halfway off the screen. Yeah.
Like, oh well, it's out there now. I'm like, forget it.
Exactly. I feel that way all the time. Sometimes I'm like, well, I posted that.
It's content. Get it out there.
You
can always remove it from your grid later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still keeps showing. I'm like, oh well. But the thing is, like, people probably don't mind seeing the weird editing version of things, because like in social media, everything looks so perfect, and everybody just makes it look so perfect. And like, well, here goes my cropped up words.
Like, then enters me.
Yeah. Like, this is what you see and this is what you get.
This is what you're getting.
I know. Yeah, I just can't do Instagram editing.
No.
It's not user friendly at all.
Like I said, I try every once in a while just to kind of experiment to see if it really makes a difference. But I'm sure it only makes a difference if you're consistently doing it every edit in their software. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like me sporadically doing one every 3 months is not gonna.
That's one of the benefits probably of doing the ones where it's like you're just like mouthing an audio that they have on there, and just showing your face. I'm like, again, like, I don't know if that's what I want to put out there or not, but maybe I should, because they seem to like do really well. Those videos actually seem to do really well, and they're funny, and they're
people are easy to be entertained that way. They're expecting it. Yeah. It's
you won't see me dancing though. Sorry guys, it's just not gonna happen.
I'll do a little shuffle, but I ain't gonna do a shot dance
or a twerking. I'm gonna do something.
If I was a good dancer, then maybe, but I know my skill level there.
I only think I'm a good dancer when I'm hammered drunk, so that's not good in the shop to be.
I never think I'm a good dancer.
That's not really me though. That's actually Stephanie. I call her Stephanie. Hammered drunk is Stephanie, and then Sarah.
I used to be called myself Tanya when it was hammered Tiff. Back in my drinking days.
Yeah.
Now I just chug seltzers. Woo.
Those were the good old days.
Actually, no, these are way better. Those were a lot of fun, though. They were a lot of fun.
Yeah, from what I remember.
Yeah. Very true.
Did it end well? We never know. We don't want to think about those situations. The time leading up to it was wonderful.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, ladies, thank you for coming on. I super appreciate it. I could bullshit with you guys for quite a while, I think.
Definitely.
I did want to ask one thing. The lives that you've been doing, what inspired you to start doing that?
So I just noticed there's like a lot of makers doing like just getting to know like other makers and stuff like that. But there's a few makers that are like doing things that are more like involved, like helping others in the community or just local community. And so I wanted to feature them more and talk to them a little bit more and just bring up different causes and just learning about the different causes and stuff like that they have, going on. And also getting to meet a lot of the makers in the community and stuff
it's
too.
fun.
So it is, and there's so many different things people are doing, even just like the little things that you do, for the community to help others. I think that's where my heart is people are helping other people. Just trying to find like the positivity in
and
our
highlight it.
And highlight those people that are making a huge difference.
Awesome.
Or just little things.
That's cool.
How long has it been going?
I started a couple of months ago, maybe 3-4 months ago. I have it on pause right now because I'm trying to.
Proud of you, first of all, for doing that. Proud of you for pausing.
Thank you.
It's hard.
So so, and then trying to figure out like where do I want to go with talks and stuff like that, just because a lot of people do enjoy it, just learning about the different causes and different things. But I was like, all right, I gotta plan things out a little bit more, and try to figure out like days that work better for our schedule. And I was like, once I get that, I think that'll be much better. But I'm pretty flexible for the most part. But it's like I think I want to have something set on the books, so that way we have more consistency. And I think that's what it is also having the consistency as well.
I use Calendly. Well, you guys know, you've been on the show. That app works really well for scheduling things like that. It's just really nice because it just puts something on their person's calendar so they have it, which is
cool. I have that one set up for sure. I think somebody Katie over at Freedom Furniture had
used that too.
So I was like, oh, this is pretty neat.
Any tool, any app that's out there, like there's a lot of free apps that can really save your life. Like pretty awesome once you know about them. I had noticed them like when you started your lives. I was like, what's going on over there in her world? I'm like, just getting a little bit more active in the community, like just engaging a bit more, which is, I thought I was just really proud of you that you were stepping out and starting something. So
that's really cool. What's another project that you have coming up, Sieng, that you're excited about?
Well, I am right now, my husband, we're working on building an addition, an actual shop. So get a lot of my stuff out of the house and into one building. And my father-in-law, our plan was like, because my father-in-law wants to give me a lot of his tools. And so I was like, well, I can't fit all his tools in the garage. So, but he lives in Kentucky. So once he's ready to give up his tools, then we'll have to get it transported up here. And we're like, well, where are we going to put everything? So that's why we started, they started doing the foundation and they're almost done with the foundation. So soon, hopefully it'll start getting built soon. So I haven't posted anything on Instagram just because it's like, I don't know.
That's awesome. So it's going to be an extension of the garage? Or is it separate?
Yeah, it is actually going to be attached to the garage. We're planning on a doorway from the garage into the shop, and then there's another doorway, a double doorway going outside where the driveway is.
Nice.
So there'll be 2 doors, so that way I could unload and stuff like that, or go outside and route and do stuff outside if I want
Plus,
to.
getting tools in and out of the garage would be a lot easier too.
For sure.
So
look at
awesome.
You.
That's
a great excuse,
Yeah.
We need an extra shop because we have all these tools coming. You've created a situation that benefits yourself. I like how you're thinking.
And I use like pretty much a lot of the projects I bring it inside the house because with epoxy you can't do it out in the garage.
Right? Yeah,
when it's
not
winter
the right
time
condition.
in Wisconsin, so
Yeah.
I bring it inside the house, and then there's always something on a counter, on the table, in the living room, and laundry room, his workspace, in the furnace room.
It does take over. It takes
It
over.
does. And I think my husband's tired of it, and so he's like, let's just get to a shop. I'm like, all right, it worked.
It worked.
I literally have set my goal this year is to and hopefully it happens at Haven. Let's fingers crossed. Quikrete might come there, so the concrete company. And I really, really want to get a deal with a concrete company because I have so many slabs that I want to pour in my backyard. And one of those is one big giant slab for a future, shop. Even though it may not come anytime soon, if the slab is there, then the potential is there,
Yeah.
So that's something that now it's out of the bag. Nobody go after Quikrete. I'll kill you. But I really, really, really want to get a deal with them this year. That's one of my big goals, or Home Depot or someone to get that from them.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
That's what if you want to know what's going on in my head right now is how can I get concrete? How can I get concrete?
You should definitely get it.
I hope so. Literally, the nice thing about working with Haven and with Workbench Con is Kristen talks directly to all of the brand reps. So I'm like, how's Quikrete doing? I asked her the other day. She's like, oh, they're almost in. It looks like they're gonna be there. I'm like, okay, good to know.
Nice.
Point them out to me. It's just
oh my gosh, that would be such a great
I'm
networking.
trying, ladies.
Yeah. You're so smart the way you think about that. You're planning ahead to get things done with,
I'm a conniving little lady, just always thinking of how I can manipulate a situation. That's what I heard it from my mother. She's 100% Italian. They always want to get something for free.
There you go.
Like that extra loaf of bread. Oh, they threw it in.
That's awesome.
You all if you're an immigrant or from an immigrant family, it's just something that's just it just feels good if you get an extra tomato on the thing, it's so dumb. But that's how my grandmother raised my mother. Always get something free, always get something added, get that extra bonus.
You ask, not going to get it unless you ask.
Yeah, I was learning that. I was afraid to ask. That's something I had to get over with too. This is something that's new for me. This confidence of going after things. It I think it happened when the Winfinity said yes, a year ago. And then it just triggered me. If they said yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Who else will say yes?
For sure.
But you don't know until you ask, so that's it's always nerve-wracking, but it's worth a shot.
You do a great job of it though. I see what you're doing over there, and you're doing a great job with how you market them. It's not annoying, you know what I mean? Some people can kind of here's a product, and they put it in your face.
Yeah.
But you do it well.
Thank you. But you also, one of my thing is I don't want to sound like I'm always selling something. On my contents and stuff like that. It's I want to actually use the products before
exactly.
I'm hey, this is
For
this
sure.
is so I don't want to do that.
No, it's a fine line. It really is. I'll not say the tool's name sometimes just because I don't want to have it, but maybe I'll tag them, but I won't say it in the video or type it anywhere, it's just sometimes it's I don't want to seem like that. I'm genuinely excited about this tool, but I also don't want to seem like a commercial. So it's hard not to turn into that.
Yeah. I mean, I know the companies like that. That we share the products and stuff like that, which is totally. But then there's companies that will send you free products just so that way you could post and stuff like that, which is totally something I would definitely do. But it's also I don't want to be like a seller either.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've had companies that are like, oh, okay, like, they were like, can you post like 3 times a week? I'm like, no.
Not for this. No. Yeah, that's
Like,
but that's where it
no.
opens up the conversation of what is your budget.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
I still need to figure out how to approach it. That might be my question next time.
Yeah, sure. Like, what's your budget for this project?
Yeah.
I'm learning to say that. Thank you, Haven. Those ladies are smart. Just follow Haven for the ladies that are teaching you all day in their posts, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good way to approach it, because I'm still trying to figure out how to approach that. And like I mean, I like the product. As long as I like the product and going to use it, then I don't mind posting it and stuff. But if I'm going out of my ways,
if you're intentionally creating content, then then that's where you're like, it's time to start asking. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And one of the benefits is you can ask who, the companies that you want to work with their actual product. Like,
right. You don't have to wait for them to approach you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So I know I'm talking to one of the companies right now, because I was like, man, this is such a fancy box. Okay.
This is Spider Tools and their amazing box. I broke it down the other day to put it in the recycle, and I was like, it's such a shame. What could I store in here? Because that box is so nice.
It is. Like,
shout out Spider Tools.
I know. I was like, I only have 2 of their products. So I was like, man. And I made, right now I have it like as a backdrop for like a shelf, like a spider shelf.
Yeah.
For my shrine, as they called it.
They know what they're doing. They sent such a good box that we were so impressed with the packaging that we were already overjoyed to open it and see what was in there. They knew.
They did.
You would just be like, wow.
This has got to be good if the box is that good.
They wasted no expense on that box. So this tool is going to be amazing. They know.
Yeah,
they know.
They do.
I'm such a nerd when everyone says they have they're getting a new tool. I'm like, is it like, I'll try to guess on who asked me recently if I wanted something, is it that one? What are they going to give you? Like, I get it. Did you get this too? It's just fun. It's fun to have people that you can ask those questions to.
And then you could also ask the other person, hey, was this a monetary post?
No, but you can.
I'm like, is they asking me for something? I want to get the same compensation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It helps you respond to the request too, because you kind of know what somebody else has asked for, so you can, why not ask for that too?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
Well, we found out nothing about you, but it was lovely hanging out with you.
Terrible job asking questions.
No, it's just so fun to talk to.
Yeah.
You guys are a blast. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
ladies.
thanks for having me co-host, Tiff.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun. It was a good hangout. We made a good trio, ladies. We did good.
All
right. Well, you guys have a nice night. I'll see you later.
All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye,
Sarah.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. I apologize for all the rambling I did. I just could not stop talking. I have those days. It just happens. It's happening right now. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to check out Carver Conversations if you're looking for anything else to listen to. Bye-bye.